So maybe let's start Zeb, by you talking to us about a little bit about your HD story and then how do you stay positive?
Sure. My stories, I was just thinking about this, was honestly started when I was about, I think symptoms started when I was about 40, before I actually met Greg. I was a single mother at that time, but my children had majorly severe behavioral issues, and they ended up, my oldest daughter ended up in like the mental hospital. So at that time, I didn't have a whole of time to worry about what was going on with myself. And I was just more concerned with what was going on with my children. And especially, I think she was 13 at that time. And but I really wasn't showing a whole lot of symptoms until probably I was about 44. And I think that was about when I had met Greg. I think I was divorcing at that time. And I know I had gone on a trip with my mother and my sisters to New York City. And my mom asked me like several times, what is going on? Do you know you have all these movements? And I had been going to the doctors, but no, I had medical assistance at that time. And in Pennsylvania, that I'm sure it's probably the same everywhere, but it doesn't, like, it pays for stuff, but the doctors don't get as much that they do from the regular insurance. And so I had a lot of issues trying to get to see a neurologist. And when we finally did, she just kept telling us that I had unspecified chorea. And I think we had gone there for about 4 years. And I was seeing my family doctor and everyone, and I would go to have blood drawn or hospital. I was sick and ended up at the hospital and dental, and they kept telling me I need to hold still. And I'm like, I'm trying to, but I just cannot. And I think I, at that time, had talked to, I thought that my grandmother on my mom's side, or my grandfather on my mother's side, had Parkinson's. So I had mentioned that to the neurologist, but it was actually my dad's mother that had it. And my dad passed away, gosh, about 25 years ago. He actually had cardiomyopathy, and so he died from that. And so and nobody really on that side of the family has lived a long life. So it was the one neurologist, when I finally went somewhere for a second opinion, I talked to her about this, my grandma having this, and she said, oh, we want to test you for Huntington's. And I had no idea what it was. And when I came home and I Googled it, I was like, oh no, I don't want this test. It was mixed emotions, but I had known for 5 years that something was wrong, and I just wanted an answer. And that's why, I had talked to Greg about it, and he said, no matter what happens, I will definitely be there for you. And he has been. It has not. This year has not been easy, but I think just learning the first year of anything, it's like losing somebody. It's like losing part of the old self, and that you just worry that people are not going to want to be around you, or just lots of different things. But
Sure. I actually saw something that someone posted, and she said, I miss the old me. I thought that was like, that really explained like a feeling that was just must be so hard, that I miss the old me. So how do you stay positive? What do you do to find this resilience deep inside?
pray a lot. We actually have a wonderful church family. I think I've been going there about five years, like about 4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years.
Before that, I was Catholic though, so I have always had a strong faith. And like I said, that when my dad died young, I was in college. I think I was 20, and honestly, that was the only way I got through that. I didn't go to church all the time because I wanted to sleep and I wanted to hang out with my friends. And I remember all of that. But as I have gotten older, and especially with my children's issues, I would just, and now the church we go to has a praise band, and my husband and I sing in the praise band. We sing like Christian music. And so I listened to a lot of that. But when I was younger, I actually sang in the church group. I played the guitar and tambourine for Easter. My family was always very into the Christian music. So that always just music really, when Joe was saying about his wife and music, that to me, that is what is healing for me too. Any kind of music, really.
Yeah. So are there things that you have found that you do that actually helps you like with resilient and mental health? Is it like walking, or you just said music? Is there any other things that you guys have found?
I have an elliptical that I don't get on every day, but I do use that. Sometimes do I really want to go upstairs to get on it because it is upstairs, but after I'm done, I feel better. But I do listen to music while I'm working out. So that kind of stuff helps.
Plus, we do get out and walk when we can,
Yeah.
when it's not
nice.
90 degrees out.
Who, Theresa, is your biggest support, do you find?
My husband is for sure, but I think my mother, my family is very supportive as well. They have, anytime we have a dinner or something, and my oldest sister has cancer, and she had oral cancer, and so she has a lot of, she just understands the uncertainty of knowing if you're going to be here tomorrow, and she just is a very big, they all are very big supporters of me. I have 5 sisters, and I had a brother who passed away when I was younger. Actually, he had spina bifida, and so he passed away when he was 39.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that. Yeah, that's a lot of struggles that your family has faced for sure.
Yes.
What advice would you give to someone who's new to the Huntington's disease community?
To talk to doctors I will tell you, I have doctors at Cleveland Clinic, and they are wonderful, especially my psychiatrist. She told me last November that I was her favorite patient because we always are, no matter what is going on. Greg will tell her if I was, she always asks him, is she being a good girl at home? And I just laugh because I'm like, I try to be, but I think just keeping your sense of humor, being able to laugh at yourself, because I do that a lot of times. When I first was having symptoms, I would drop stuff a lot. And I know one time last summer we were on the way to church, and I dumped a chocolate protein shake all over myself, and we ended up not going to church that day. And I was, because I didn't have a change of clothes. So now I'm just like, I will take changes of clothes, or we'll shop somewhere and buy a different shirt, because I'm not going to not see family, or because I think the last time I dumped tea on myself, but I think using a straw helps immensely. And not like the lidded cups that everybody talks about. Those are great for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I see your posts online, but I just have to, it's a comment, it's not a question, but sitting here talking to you face to face and hearing your positive vibes and your laugh, it's contagious. You've made me giggle twice just while you giggle. I enjoy hearing your story and all your positivity. I just had to say that. It's a beautiful thing.
And my last question is, when you decided, because that HD awareness this year, you did this amazing, what made you come up with the idea to post every single day and talk about different topics?
I actually talked to Matthew Santa Maria, I think, is that how you say his name?
Yeah. Yes.
Shared my story with him back in, I think, Yeah, it was last year. We had done the Huntington's walk here, and we actually have a local support group that we meet with. And there are, gosh, I think 10 people, maybe even more than that. I think there were 10 last year, and I think we have probably 15 or 20 between the people who do the Zoom group. And I think for me, I've gone to doctors and had people wonder what is HD. And so I think when I was diagnosed, I felt like I want everyone to know what it's like, good, bad, or indifferent. That's why I put some of the stuff I do on Facebook, because it's not an easy road. I'm going to fight every day to be here regardless. So God has me.
Yeah. Your wedding pictures were absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
We see, Greg, there's no privacy. We know all about you.
Okay, it's all right. As long as you couldn't see me dancing this morning, that's fine.
We're waiting for a video of you singing in church and dancing. Stay
Okay.
tuned.
Those two
Singing.
to be posted. Yes. Thank you guys so much, both of you, for coming on today. Do you have any final thoughts before we get off here?
No, just thank you again for taking the time to meet with us.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for taking the time, and take care, and we will talk to you soon.